It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll see Garrett Wilson. He was a game breaker last week, over 200 yards receiving. It's the Jets and the Raiders on Sunday Night Primetime.
Now from a field that will host Super Bowl 58 come February, there's a good look inside Allegiant Stadium just off the 15 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. Bringing them out is the pocket passer from Purdue, rookie Aiden O'Connell.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Terrific running there to start the drive, as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well. Great beginning there under the bright lights of primetime.
Yeah, it takes you back to high school football on a Friday night, doesn't it? When you feel like every eye in the county is on you. In this case, every eye in primetime is on you.
O'Connell on 1st and 10. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. Play action. Now O'Connell. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. Trucks over him. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup of 38.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us of their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And they go play action here with O'Connell. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to and pressure coming, and they got him once again. C.J. Mosley in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down. Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Carlson able to put this one through. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former #2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, and Zach Wilson.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The Jets at 5-3 now on the year. They coming off the loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple of months, CD. 5 wins in their last 8 games.
And the key for them, as I see it, tightening things up on defense, because the offense did its part. They played well, but defensively, way too many lapses and big plays allowed. That ultimately doomed them in their last ball game.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Here's the sneak with Wilson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked him back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on, and there's certain drives that seem to take...
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Dalvin Cook, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So 2 very different ends to each team's opening drive. One side forced to settle for 3. The other decides, hey, we're going on 4th down, and it pays off with 6 points and an early lead.
And maybe a little insight into the mindset of both teams in this game. One side coming down, as you mentioned, settling for 3. The other side saying, we're not playing match it in this game. We're going for it and trying to get out ahead and make them chase us.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And Hall not going to bring this one out. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 21 carries, 93 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what?
Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. As they've got it as we resume action. It's caught here by Adams. He's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And I can see why they're ranked 4th in the NFL against the run. I mean, they are tough to move the ball against. I mean, they have a little bit of everything, right? Run stoppers inside, guys who can make plays outside.
We've seen them. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. C.J. Mosley, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Under pressure, they got him again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. No gain on the play. And it's 2nd down. Off the play fake. O'Connell. He'll get that one to Carter complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Here is 3rd down and 4. To throw here, O'Connell. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
brings up 2nd and 12 at the 43-yard line.
Here's O'Connell looking to throw it. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's O'Connell. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And this is gone from 57 yards out. That is bombs away right there. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. Maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
Xavier Gibson now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So here are the Jets now to take over. They've got the lead here as they begin this drive, trying to get that bad taste out of their mouth from the loss last week to the LA Chargers. Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 33, here's 2nd down at a yard. Here's a give to Hall. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has the 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers, and if the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. On 3rd down, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Hall. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson escaping the pressure right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start with the early game out in Germany at Deutsche Bank Park in Frankfurt. And it was the Colts serving as the visitors who come out on top. Anthony Richardson leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud, strong in the victory as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. Lastly, on Monday Night Football, we finish off Week 10 with a good one in the AFC. Broncos and Bills from Buffalo. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for, with both these teams in it to win it. Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the second half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now this offense and Garrett Wilson headed back out. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes coming your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 82 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. There's a short one caught by Uzama. So nothing doing there. And it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Throwing is Wilson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll give the haul. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Wilson, throw right side, Wilson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
3rd and 2, now Wilson, eluding the pressure right, and he slides to avoid the hit. Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the 1st.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. On 3rd down, Wilson trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Throwing, O'Connell.
And that's complete to Adams. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Back to throw. O'Connell. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Very quick throw. He's got Myers.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left.
Still going inside the 20.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Josh Jacobs, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter.
But I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They did a nice job on him in the 1st half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the 2nd half, that got done.
Josh McDaniels, he's got faith in his offense, and he's going to have him go for 2. O'Connell's throwing for it.
And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 47 yards.
They absolutely had to take some chances downfield trailing here in the 4th quarter.
So why not go 4 verticals, send the guys downfield, say make a play?
And that's one of the favored routes of offensive coordinators. You know why? Because receivers can be open at any point running that route.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. Hall again. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 106 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there. Of course you're going to give it to him.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. And we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. That time a 6-play drive. If you've been waiting all day for Sunday night, it's been worth the wait. All tied here in the 4th as the kick is away. No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, here's O'Connell. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the...
There he goes, left side. Pushes past him. It's a big play there for Vegas. 58 yards.
Despite writing it down in my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. The quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now O'Connell to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Hunter Renfrow is the man he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd and goal. The handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. O'Connell throwing, 3rd and goal. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. The kick by Carlson is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And New York set to take the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Here's Hall again. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 119 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Hall want to give up the middle. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he is caught. And he is going to have a Jets first down. They only needed 1, but it ends up being a gain of 6 and moves the chains. Straight ahead is Hall. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Throwing now is Wilson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Wilson to throw. Flush to his right. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Yeah, Wilson going to change things up here. Back to throw. He gets it underneath to Hall. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Well, the black hole and everyone in Vegas on their feet. Here's 3rd down now. Here's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. So the Raiders now down by 4, a little under 30 seconds remaining. And they've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10. Here's O'Connell. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Now 2nd and 4. O'Connell connecting with Renfro. Ooh, the juke. And he's going to pick up a 1st down here as that clock continues to run. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll look to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a heave for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting into midfield gave them that opportunity.